Hey guys, J-Man here. All right, we're a little bit late, but there's a lot going on today. So I did get my Terrifier. I got two of these, and this guy's gets blood on him. He gets wet, so I'm gonna do an unboxing video. I was just trying to catch up on some comic book reading, and the Power Rangers movie dropped today, so I only got a chance to watch half of that. So it's just been crazy. I was just on Chris's channel, the comic vet. The link to his description, or the link to his videos, in the description of this video, plus all my other videos. Arkham, what's going on, man? All right, so we're gonna get going. Let's bring in our co-host. Where is his thing? I can never find it. Here we go. All right. We're back and we're ready to go. So just super quick updates for anybody who's watching this on a repeat. This Friday, Versus is back. We're doing Hawk the Slayer versus Ator the Fighting Eagle. And I noticed, my wife pointed out yesterday that I sometimes call it the Flying Eagle, Ator the Flying Eagle, and that's just because I can't read. So I am going to school for that. So we're gonna try to figure that out. So guys, and Steve, I've put your link here in the description, or in the description, plus also in the chat, in the pin chat. Okay, Arkham wants my opinion on it. Whatever it is, I'm against it. That's all I have to say. Okay, why aren't you pronouncing? Because I've been so swamped with school. What are your reviews on my comic? Should I just do a live stream and compile them all? Yes, live streams are the best. We're doing. You could do a video if you want to, but live streams are always fun. Talking about comics, where we've added. So this past Monday, we did the first appearance of the Legion of Superheroes with Clobberin Times, and I had such a massive response to that. Everyone loved it. Clobberin Times, our good friend Clobby, loved doing it, and I proposed to him that we do it all. Let's do all the appearances, and so we're gonna do everything from like the 50s to like 1989. So we're doing them all. He's so excited. So I'm like, let's do it. So we're going to be doing it. I don't know if it's every Monday, but it's going to be at least 2 or 3 Mondays. Well, it'll be 3 Mondays, 2 to 3 Mondays a month, because one of those Mondays I'll be on his channel doing the zany Bob Haney Earthby stuff with Batman and Brave and the Bold. And we've been having a lot of fun doing these Earthby excursions. I've just never laughed so much in my life. So that's great. But okay. Let's take a look. I did not post a poll because I didn't know what poll to post. Basically, SmackDown is nothing. We're not going to be long today anyways. We don't like to go past 9:30 if possible, but Steve and I both have day jobs. But I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, SmackDown, okay, Liv and Raquel came out, thanks for letting me use you as a weapon. All right. Sonya and Chelsea Green, who might be my favorite tag team.
They have to be introduced as the complaints department. If that happens, they will be. But I'm holding off because close. They won't go that extra inch that I'm looking for.
Right. Well, but okay. So you know what? Chelsea. I like Chelsea Green a lot. I always like Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
Chelsea might be going in here. I'm going to see. I might take out Io Sky's #1 contender and shots. I don't know. I'll see. And Alexa's kind of in and out now. But she came out. She's like, "You didn't defeat Lita. How are you the tag champions when you didn't defeat the tag champions?" Is that how it works? Yeah. Brian, what's going on, man? Thank you so much
for coming
in. Yeah. And I was like, I agree with that. Chelsea agrees. It's a complaint department thing.
Yeah.
But did you see their shirts?
Yes.
Can I talk to your manager or something?
Yeah. Yeah, that is funny.
If I buy one, are people going to laugh at me if I buy that shirt? I don't know. Chelsea Green has really can't come in, and she spoke to my manager, and now I'm all pumped up for her. I like Sonya Deville. I like her look. I think she looks cool, man. I like that thing that she does with her eye, the makeup where it's like it looks like a slash or whatever. That's kind of neat to me. What are your thoughts, Steve?
Well, I mean, Liv came out in her underwear, and I'm like, what's happening now? Why is she out in her underwear? Like, that was really odd to me. As soon as she came out, I'm like, what is she wearing?
Yeah, swing.
And I'm like, Raquel looks like, I'll be honest with you, she came out like she just had sex. I don't know. Like, it was just a very odd entrance. And that was pretty much my reaction. Like, as soon as I saw Liv come out, I did a double take. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And it was very much a wink. And then Chelsea and Sonya came in and made everything less bizarre. I don't know. I just find them a very good team. They just have to call them to the officials start, like the announcers start to call them the complaints department. I'm like, just call them that, introduce them as the complaints department, and I will love this team forever because I love the idea of the complaints department.
I like when the names come organically like that, where it just became a thing. They didn't plan it. Like, I feel like I love Bailey, obviously second fave, but Damage Control, it felt like it's like, oh, let's come up with a name. Oh, Damage Control, but what does it mean? Right? It means nothing. Whereas the complaint department's like, yeah, they really are the complaint department. They complain for stuff. They want stuff. And I'm like, this is kind of funny and kind of true. Yeah. So,
well, I mean, they forget, and I can't believe they forget one of the greatest men's tag teams of all time, Head Cheese. I mean, that was just ludicrousness, and it became Head Cheese, and the fans were literally chanting Head Cheese. Like, the fans, as much as they drive me nuts with their what chant and singing along to Seth Rollins's song, which is now the thing, as much as that drives me bananas, the fans are your customers. Make them happy.
Yeah.
If they're chanting for something, give them more of it. Right? Yeah. The Rock and Sock connection were all over the place.
That was funny, yeah.
Everyone loved the Rock and Sock connection.
Yep. So, well, that was it for that. So that was nothing. It was, at least we got to see Liv dance around. Raw, we had Bianca Belair versus Dakota Kai. It was just a KOD, and that was it. I mean,
best match I've seen Dakota Kai wrestle in a while.
For sure.
They had the camera work was at least good that you could see, but she seemed like she was closer with her kicks than she's ever been. And she took probably one of the cleanest KODs I've ever seen.
Yeah. When you do the KOD, there's like you can kind of tell when it's a good one.
Yeah.
There almost has to be like a pause.
Yeah.
Like it's like you like that final little, it's very subtle. It's like at just like the tail end of it, there's like a bit of an extra slam.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't get that. If the person, look, we know why. Because Dakota Kai weighs 3 pounds and Bianca Belair is one of the strongest women they got.
Yeah.
That's the reason. Because she can literally control that entire thing. Because when you do it to someone bigger, they kind of just flop.
Yeah.
And it feels like you didn't bring them down. You kind of like, they brought your arms down with them versus slamming them.
I know what you're saying. I find it's two things. The two things to make a successful KOD is one, they got to hit evenly. If they hit one leg ahead of the other, it looks weird. It looks lopsided. I think, that's one of the things. And the other thing is the placement of the arms. It should be there to protect them, but not so much obvious that, hey, they didn't take the blow.
Yeah, like I just basically went like this and went down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's like a push-up.
They go like this now. So they're actually headbutting their own hand.
Right.
Which is, I don't like that, obviously. But, I also understand you don't want to hurt yourself. Though we'll talk about Mia Yim in a minute. Mm-hmm. But, you don't want to see that the person has protected themselves too much that the blow is no longer legitimate. It has to be that fine middle where it's almost believable they took the hit, but they actually missed it by that much.
Missed it by that much.
That much.
I still have my my first ever That's the first overlay I put on. I love Maxwell Smart, Agent 86. Okay. So I mean, we knew Bianca was gonna win. We had Rhea, Ripley, and Judgment Day, and the triple threat match, the Usos, all that. There's gonna be this big team up. I mean, I look. I know maybe it's Rhea and Dom, but I'm liking Judgment Day a bit more because they are there. So, and I like that Rhea was like moving.
Yeah, to face off with Solo. Well, the thing is that I'm enjoying the. Hey, Joe. I'm enjoying the Judgment Day more simply because they're different characters.
Right.
I'm not enjoying the Bloodline because it's literally Roman Reigns and minions. Like, I know there's nuance, like Solo's the quiet guy who's like just tears
really
people.
They're not.
Like they're kind of boring to me.
They are boring. Kind of
boring. They are boring.
They are boring. Yeah.
Whereas the Judgment Day provides a little bit. Like, I liked Paul Heyman saying, "Oh, Mr. Balor isn't happy about this," and Finn saying, "There's like, nope, not happy." And I like how Damian Priest is. I like Damian Priest in a suit. I can't explain.
Me too.
Yeah.
No, that's a fact. I wasn't sure if it was just me, but now that you've said it, I can confirm that as a fact. Because I was like, "Ooh, I like the suit here." Listen, we're equal opportunity. Like people, is like, "Oh, you guys always like look at the girls." Listen, I like Cody Rhodes suits. He comes out, he's got nice shoes and everything. I'm like, "Oh, Damian Priest is looking good." I like this guy. He's got a nice suit and everything. I like the purple and everything they've got going. I like purple and black. That's kind of cool.
But they were a good face off with the Bloodline.
Yeah.
Like, I was sitting there, I'm like, this is a good matchup.
Yep.
I really I actually want Rhea to fight Solo. I do want to see that just because I don't know what would happen. I think that'd be hilarious.
So yeah, that was that. They're going to take care of our business on this. So we're not going to dwell too much on that because it's not really concerning Rhea herself. But anyways, then we had Trish come out, and let's see what you're saying. I liked when they had the 3 recently minus Finn more. To be honest, he doesn't feel. Yeah,
Finn doesn't belong because Finn needs to be more of a leader, and the leader of the Judgment Day is very fluid. Like, you have Dom on his own with Rhea. Rhea takes on a lot of the action, and Damian does a lot of the talking. So Finn's just there a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't see him as the leader of the Bullet Club in Japan, but I'm assuming he was a lot more front and center, which is it's weird to have him there as I don't want to say an afterthought, but just like a guy.
Yeah, he's just there.
Like, it's Finn Balor. Like, when he came out in WrestleMania as a demon, and he was like carrying the smoke canisters and whatnot, I was like, this guy is awesome. And you forget that. Yeah. And you forget that because he's just part of a faction and he's just a guy there like, all that. And I'm like, yeah, but Finn Balor's really good.
Yeah.
You just don't see it enough. Anyhow.
Yeah, no, for sure. Trish came out.
Yeah.
Shit, she said a lot of good stuff though. Damn. So she's sitting there and I start taking my notes and it's like I've got 3 more pages, Steve, before I start on your note. I'm using your notebook for comic book stuff.
Okay.
But Trish came out and she's like, well, I gave credibility to the women's division. I'm like, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like I was the first whatever on Raw. Like, yeah, that's a fact. And I'm like, shit, you're saying a lot of facts here tonight, right? Main events and all this stuff. And it's like, she's like, I changed it. I'm no one's sidekick. I'm like, this is all very good. I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, and you're just like, because my wife's sitting next to me when I'm watching it, and I was like, and she kind of like, she reads her manga and kind of listening in the back, and I'm like, that what she just said, that's true. It's like that's also true. Yep, I agree with that. It's like, yep. I'm like, Okay, I don't know. I was like, okay. And you just listen. She went up there, just read, like a bunch of facts off, and then walked off. I'm like, yeah, I guess that's all true. I don't like. What's the rebuttal? No, you weren't the best. It's like, no, you weren't the first. Whatever.
Yeah.
Wrong. No, you kind of were. And then she's like,
Yeah.
oh, you thought, the four horse ladies. Oh, you thought that was a big thing. That was bullshit. I'm like, shit. I'm like, oh no, it's like, she really got her. So I'm really impressed. I was really pumped up for that.
There was one opportunity that was missed.
Oh, what was the missed one?
Well, she admitted that she attacked Lita, and she's like, "Oh, I teamed with you and all that." What she should have said, which would have put more credibility into what we saw last week, is, "I could have kicked out, but I didn't. You don't deserve the title."
Oh, yeah. To add to, because it's like she did still lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, if wrestling was actually like real,
yeah,
and she had won, then there wouldn't be this speech.
Because when you start taking a fact-based approach, I also have to take a fact-based approach. And the fact is, you lost last week. You can
she sure said, did I lose? It's like, and you might be wondering, did we really lose last week? Or did I lose? It's like, sometimes you don't have to win, or something. She could have played, on Survivor or these other, like, where sometimes they throw the match or whatever. They throw it. They're like, I want to vote somebody because I don't like this guy or whatever. She could have said, yeah, maybe I lost that match. Maybe I lost that match. Maybe I didn't lose that match. Maybe it was on purpose. Maybe it wasn't on purpose. Something like that, right?
Because if she had all this pent up, like she said, like, I watched you and I thought it was BS, and then I had to see it for myself, and I did see it was BS, and you did make me a sidekick. It's like, then you should have planned planning Lita's defeat is step one. Planning to take the fall is step two.
Right.
But she didn't say that. So now I'm like, if you had been booked to win, would we have gotten this speech?
Right.
That you had this big plan in place. She should have said it.
I wish they would have gone to, like, when they do that footage and like show the footage, and then they show it's like you see, and like maybe show zoom in of her face, and she's like, ha ha ha, like, I'm getting pinned on purpose or whatever. Yeah. And then it'd be like, wait, what was that about? It's like, was she happy? What was like, that was me laughing because my plan was coming true, or
whatever. Yeah, like, exactly. So something that elevates that, because now it's just like you lost, and now you're like, oh, I had this big plan. Well, was that part of your plan? Because you lost.
I'm thinking, I'm thinking they just didn't even think that far ahead.
No.
Or think of that, but like that should be said to be funny. And maybe Becky should say it then. Say, so you're telling me all this stuff. So did you actually lose, or did we, or maybe she should bring that up as a thing. But anyways, just in case if they think about it. But then we had Raquel and Liv at ringside with Candice LeRae and Michin versus the complaint department. What was I going to say? Nikki Cross was in the audience. That was fun. And then it was really funny. He's like, well, she bought a ticket. Like, what's his name? The guy. What's the guy you don't like?
Corey Graves.
Corey Graves. He's like, well, she bought a ticket. Like, what do you know? She could buy a ticket. I'm like, what? She went to the counter and like got ringside. Like, you have to pre-order that. When did she go pre-order? We pre-ordered that like months in advance. She just bought a ticket, like Kevin or whatever.
What's the problem?
What's the problem? And I love how they did the pop rocks or the moves, and then I forgot what they called it. And then the other guy's like, "Can we just change the name of the move depending on who does it or something?"
That's a great point, because that has happened.
Okay. So what was the name? What is the name of the move that she does?
So Michin does it cold blue. Is cold blue.
Yeah, and then
if you recall, what's her name? Zelina Vega used to do that finisher. It was called Cold Red.
Oh, I got you.
And that's what he said. Do we do it based on the person's hair color? Because it used to be Cold Red when Zelina Vega.
Code Blue. And it's like we just changed the name. It's like it's Pop Rocks, really. Like,
yeah,
or,
it's
I mean,
Pop Rocks.
Is there an actual name for it or no?
No.
Like sometimes how like a DDT now has just be like, it's like anyone uses DDT, whereas it used to be Jake the Snake's thing, but like anyone can use it, right? DDT. Like a leg drop's a leg drop. Hogan didn't have a name for it, right? Did he have a name for it? No, not really. No.
But like I noticed they don't like to call it the Unprettier, which is Chelsea Green's finisher, the Unprettier. They're not calling it the Unprettier.
What are they calling it?
They're not really calling it anything. They're just like, Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green, yeah. So I thought she had some sort of problem or something. I guess she's okay.
Yeah, I guess she recovered from the stomach bug and the distended gallbladder.
I'm going to look that up. Disintended. Like, who intends to...
Distended gallbladder. I like
who would intend to do it?
Well,
that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
These words are used for body parts that we don't normally think of.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ruptured spleen. I'm like, though, what?
Yeah, I know people don't like Bill Cosby, but I love Cosby Show. And when Theo was talking about, he goes, "Oh, Dad, you should love me for who I am," and all this. He's like, "That's the dumbest thing I heard in my life." It was like this big speech about, "Oh, you should just love your son and accept him for who he is," and all this stuff. And then the audience clapped, and then Bill Cosby's like, "Son, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life." He's like, "No wonder you get D's and everything."
It's just to prove the point.
It is so good. Oh man, that's a great show. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? It's a great show. Okay. Yeah, so that's it for that. What's Joe saying here? The flipping sunset flip into a power bomb pin is sometimes called Code Red. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Steve was saying Code Red when Zelina did it because she had, I guess, the red hair, and Michin calls it Code Blue, and it's called Pop Rocks when Roxanne Perez does it. So
I will say this about the match: like Michin and Candice LeRae come out to no reaction. I find that
was
like,
brutal.
When they're wrestling, it's like they're wrestling in a library. And Michin, for some reason, gave a legit headbutt. You could see she literally almost she knocked herself out, basically.
Yeah, she was.
Because even on the apron, she was holding her head. I'm like, you don't have to sell it anymore unless you actually did it to yourself.
Right.
Which it seems she did.
And then Chelsea threw water on Liv, and then later on Liv is like, which I think is like awesome. Like, just throwing water on someone like a massive. It's like, and then in the back room, it was really funny. There was like, I don't know if this was on Instagram or whatever, if it was on the show, but she's throwing Liv's throwing water on herself. She's like, I don't care about water. I'm like,
it was really funny because Liv was like, I don't care. She's like yelling. I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is
I don't know either.
I was confused, but it was funny,
right?
Because it was just I love but something happened on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Canadian Destroyer, yeah,
right.
Canadian Destroyer is actually a sick move if you see it, but something happened on NXT. We don't There's still one more thing for Raw, but something happened on NXT. J-Man, you know when it happened. I was crying with laughter. But anyhow.
What was the other thing on Raw? What did I miss? Did I miss something?
So they came back out for the 6-man tag, and for the first time.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I kind of just paid. I didn't pay attention to it.
For the first time in I don't know how long. In fact, this is the first time I've seen it. And I was like, thank God someone finally figured this out. Rhea Ripley was interfering in the match. She was grabbing Sami Zayn's leg.
Right.
And they ejected her from ringside. I'm like,
yeah, finally,
I don't think Judgment Day had any refereed matches up to this point, because I'm like, Rhea Ripley is power slamming and clubbing and killing all the male wrestlers. It became a thing.
Right.
Like the OC was sitting there saying, we got a Rhea Ripley problem. In actuality, they had a referee problem, because the referee should have been throwing her out as soon as she got involved.
That was like my favorite, where Girl Monsoon was talking about Mr. Perfect and Ric Flair and all that. He's like, Mr. Perfect spent just as much time in the ring as Flair did. And Mr. Perfect was like in his corner.
Yeah.
And he was like, I can't remember which match that was, but I got to find the audio of that. And Mr. Perfect's interfering like 100 times. He's like, oh, Flair won. He's like, what are you talking about, Flair won? Mr. Perfect spent just as much time in the ring.
The referee, like, it really, like, sometimes you wonder. In baseball, this happened. There was a manager called Earl Weaver, and he was like very combative. He was Baltimore Orioles manager, and he would argue, and he kept getting thrown out. There was this one umpire, I forget his name off the top of my head, but he got mad at him, so he threw him out of the game. The next day, so the managers, so you choose who gives the lineup card of who's batting to the umpire at home plate. So he comes to the manager who was thrown out the previous game, comes to home plate. He gives the lineup card to the umpire, and the umpire's like, all right, you're out of here. He's like, I'm going to throw you out anyway. I might as well do it now.
What is this, Minority Report? Like, what they do yeah, there's not even a point. Just leave.
Yeah, it's just like, you're going to be gone anyway. You're out of here.
You're out of here. Joe says, Miriam constantly jobbing and Emma's man, Madcap Moss, losing to Nakamura in about a minute. Still better than being on.
So I still appreciate Emma's ass, but like Emma's got
my God. A moment of silence.
Yeah. I mean, Emma's got a second ass, and it's called Madcap Moss. That guy lost in 30 seconds. And then he even tried a sneak attack, and even his sneak attack failed. I'm like, Madcap, and I'm sorry, you got to get rid of Madcap Moss. Like, he comes out, and I'm like, I don't get this name. What is Madcap Moss? Like, this is like Bernie Finkelstein. I don't understand why you're called this. Just change your name.
We can call him Moss Man or something. I don't know.
Call him something else, for the love of God.
So that was it for Raw. NXT, we had Kiana and Brooks and the whole like he doesn't. I mean, this is just the most rubbish thing of all time.
It was ridiculous. It was 2 parts.
It's 2 parts. For Christ's sakes, I'm like, really.
Brooks Jensen's porn stash. I'm like, every week I see this man, he looks more and more ridiculous to me. Now he's in the big suit and all that, and he's like, yeah, he's got the big ponytail. I'm like, I don't even know what to say anymay. I'm completely.
He's got the big shirt and everything. Like, okay, she changed him in 1 second. It's like they went to the big fancy pants store, and it came in, and it's like
Mr. Fancy Pants.
Hello, Mr. Oh, I'm clipping that. How do I not have that? Army of Darkness is in my top 10 favorite movies. Your statue that you bought me is here. The poster is here. I have to get Mr.
Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. It's like, oh, so he came out. He's like, oh, we're together now, and I'm like, okay, you want to shave that ridiculous mustache?
It's terrible. And meanwhile, Josh Briggs is acting his heart out. He's got tears in his eyes and everything.
Please, we have to talk.
Come on, man.
Brooks, we're family. I'm not your family anymore. It's like, okay, but are you though? Like, you kind of are.
It's like a B action movie. It's terrible.
It's not better acting than any Neil Breen movie, that's for sure.
Mm.
When they say B movie, they mean Breen movie. They mean that's actually what they mean. Where's my do I have is that a video? Oh my god. That's a video. Is that a video? Yeah. Oh my god, it's a video.
I can't wait any longer.
I literally think I have a copy of the encyclopedia he threw.
That's supposed to be the book he wrote in the movie. He's a novelist, so that's his book.
It's an encyclopedia.
It's an encyclopedia with no cover. Apparently, the book he wrote has no cover on it. He's gonna be the man with the bun with the
immerse in a couple of weeks.
Dude, it's like
I can't believe they did two parts to this. I was like stunned when they went back to him. I'm like,
and they went back to the bar, and it's like, I don't think Fallon Henley is really the type of person that you see in the bar they're trying to portray. Like, if you walk into that bar and that's who's there, like,
yeah, I'm going to that bar. I'm finding
this is my favorite bar ever. It's like, to me, I'm thinking Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Everyone's like pretty brutal. Like, I think they're going for Roadhouse, but like it ain't that.
No.
Anyways, it's like, what are we drinking? Well, firstly, is there ever any patrons at this bar? I think I figured out why it's not making a lot of money. You don't have any customers.
Well, would you want to drink at a bar where the proprietor's constantly going into wrestling matches?
Can I get a drink? She's in a match, buddy.
Exactly.
Can you wait? She's in a match. Please wait. Let me talk to the manager. That is the manager. She's in a match right now. We had Cora Jade interview, which if you see Cora Jade, we're doing good.
Yeah.
She's like, I could have said more about Gigi and I mean, whatever. Cora Jade's just awesome for me.
Yes.
So that's pretty much it. There's more. Is there more to it later? Yeah, there's more to it later. So we'll get to it. Then it was Roxanne versus Zoe, which, like, I guess Zoe just loses now. Is that what happens?
Yeah, there was a couple of botches in this one. There was there was some bad angles where you could see Zoe was clearly not hitting her.
Oh, big time. Oh, even a couple with Roxy. Yeah. I'm like, there was more of a chance of that hitting me than of hitting Zoe.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I will say that this was the best pop rocks I've seen.
Yes.
Because it wasn't just the opponent bent over for 30 seconds while Roxy sets it up. It was more of a natural move.
Super good. I was stunned when that got pulled out. I was like, oh, that was really good. I'm like, that was the best pop rocks ever. Because it's like, she was there. Like, yeah, you know what? They got to do that every time now.
Yeah.
You can't go back to the other thing because them standing over to tie their shoe for 5 minutes. It's like, well, hold on, my shoes on tight. Pop rocks. Oh. Well, I was tying my boots. What happened? This was good. It's like, because she's in the ropes, and then it's like from within her. I'm like, oh, that was done really well.
Yeah, it was done.
Yeah, half the time it's like they get hit, and then she's like this.
Yeah.
Pop rocks. Like, what? Like, stand up. Like, anyways, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like, Zoe's just gonna lose now, I guess, every time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Roxanne had an interview earlier, and it was the best interview I think I've seen Roxanne do. I like this intense Roxanne.
Yeah, bully and all this crap.
Even though I have no idea why she's like, oh, you have talent, I have character, and character goes over talent. I'm like, so are you saying you don't have talent? I was confused about that whole thing.
Yeah, whoops, you used the triple negative or whatever.
Yeah.
Jensen James Henley soap opera is such a good. I know. I already have a Roger Corman 8-pack. It's like, I don't need any more. That's just one set. That's just 2 sets I have. I have many. It's like it's like we don't need any more of these Roger Corman. But no, they're great.
Yeah,
it's like they should start becoming more. They should do time travel. Hey, Chris, what's going on?
They should do time travel. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris. I was just on Chris's channel earlier talking about some new comics. Chris, I plugged you right away. Right as soon as I hopped on. The link to Chris's channel is in the link below, and he's a big time comic book guy. So like, every Wednesday they show us what you got, and basically he actually invites people on just to show what comics they bought. So that's really cool. And I actually bought a lot this week, and to come to think of it, the 2 Superman titles were the big ones. J-Man has Sol Ruca as, but my favorite story. Yeah, no, okay. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Okay, Sol Ruca is just like, I don't know. She's just awesome to me. But like Tiffany Stratton is the greatest thing ever. And who is
we'll get to her
We'll get to her in a second. Who was the Tiffany Stratton pusher? Joe, was it you or was it double C or was it Brian?
I think it was double C, but I'm not sure. It might have been Joe.
Yeah, like literally somebody remember early on, they're like, oh, Tiffany Stratton's coming back. You just wait. And I'm like, oh, I just waited and oh, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like Tiffany Stratton is like beyond anything. I don't know.
Zoe Stark is awesome though. She's undeniable.
She is awesome. I did have a big haul, yeah. Yeah, Zoe Stark's good, but she keeps jobbing.
She keeps jobbing, but I'm hoping that this week's the draft NXT people are going to be up on the main roster. I'm hoping she's one of them.
When is that?
A couple weeks.
That's coming soon, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, Sol Ruka is just awesome to me.
I think it's after Backlash.
She just seems like a cool person.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's like she's like, look, I'm having fun here. You know, I think it was you, Joe. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I think it was Joe. And,
yeah.
And like, man, Tiffany Stratton is
like,
here's one for Joe. Where's Tiffany? There you go.
I just love the NXT girls right now. Like, I think it clicks a lot better.
So many of them are good.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is so crazy because we started the stream out and I remember saying, look, I'm not going to have time to watch NXT and all of that. And I don't know who, like our regular guys, Joe, Double, Brian, they kept saying like, oh, this NXT is not too bad. You got to check this out, And now I'm like so hooked on NXT that now my PVR, we get it on a weird channel here, or at least I get it on a weird channel. My channel doesn't get it till 1 a.m. So I PVR it and I watch it the next day. So what happened is that I didn't know that. I didn't know I didn't get it live. So last night I was like, we have no streams. So, I'm on vacation actually this week. That's why I haven't seen so many streams. I'm on vacation. So I thought, I'm going to be on vacation. I can watch NXT live. I'm really excited. I'm like, oh, it's not on. What the hell? It's like, oh, it's like next on at 1 a.m. or something. I'm like, oh, because the channel that I get here, I don't have all of the full channel packages or whatever that the company has. So I just have like a basic thing. So mine I don't get it till like the next day or whatever. Or like,
but even I have the packages you don't, and it's been preempted a lot because of the hockey playoffs. That's why Raw is showing properly.
Okay. Oh, so maybe that's what happened then.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Tiffany's wonky. I don't know. I'm thinking she's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't really see any flaws in the game anywhere with Tiffany. I watch her. She might have a little bit of work to do, but she's almost ready. She's not Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark is like wasting her time in NXT now, but she's close to me. Like, to me, Tiffany Stratton's pretty close to being ready.
Like, Tiffany needs to win this title and hang on to it for a while now.
Like, yeah, but I mean, you can't have. Here's the problem now, because they give it to Indy Hartwell. You don't want her to lose.
No, I'm giving it to you, buddy.
I just had a Tiffany epiphany.
And that's the best one ever.
Yeah.
We got 3 good ones there, and that was just by accident. It just happened to be the one that it was on when I remembered that I had to clip that.
But yeah, it's. I don't even remember what I was saying, but it's.
No, you're saying because Indy Hartwell just got it, so you want her to
got it.
fight a bit in one. So it's like, what are you going to do at this point, right?
Yeah, you don't want her to lose it immediately, because then this narrative that she's a lucky champion that Tiffany said is true.
So basically, we can get into it right now, because Indy came out and saying, "Oh, I want to give you a title match at the spring break-in or whatever," and then Tiffany came out, "Oh, you're lucky." Da, da, da. Now it comes to pass. It's going to be a triple threat match. So I mean, that's just going to be the same storyline again, because I'm assuming Indy's going to win that. Because if not, then what was the point of any of it?
What was the point? Yeah, she should win, but I don't know, because Tiffany is hot in more ways than one, and Roxanne didn't lose. Tiffany had the line, not the line of the night, but she had one of the lines of the night where she's like when Roxanne said to her, oh, I beat you at that tournament for,
Yeah.
Star. And Tiffany's like, that is so 2022. And I'm like, like,
wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it's last year. And you can literally see Roxanne being like, she's like,
yeah.
But like, I love Tiffany Stratton coming out and being like, saying stuff like when she was talking to Thea Hale at one time, I was laughing through the entire conversation. And then like Thea Hale got kidnapped, but like, I love that exchange between the two. I love Tiffany Stratton on the mic. I love her showing up in random spots and being like, "This is my spot."
No, I love everything she does.
Yeah,
she can do zero wrong. Like everything with her is the best. I don't know, and normally I'd hate this kind of character, but I'm kind of pumped up for it. I think it works in wrestling because we know it's like these are just characters or whatever, and like obviously she can't be a dumbass bimbo because she is good and she's very athletic. And I went back, so I'm following her now on Instagram, but I went back through her older posts and she's very like muscular. I don't know if she was going into like bodybuilding or what, because there's different levels of bodybuilding. Even Charlotte, I think, has been mentioning stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's not, I watch some of that. So I watch like the Arnold Open and all that when I can, however I can. So I watch the Arnold Open, which is and the strongman thing, but also the bodybuilding. And there's different categories of bodybuilding. Like, you've got those guys who are kind of really outrageous. That's like just too much for me. But there's lower tiered ones where there's more like fitness.
Streamlined.
Yeah. So it looked like she was going for one of these like kind of fitness models where it's like it's still feminine, but you still see all the muscles, right? Not like where it's like China or something where it's like these really huge women and not the power lifters and that kind of a thing, because that's a whole different category. Well, Schwarzenegger's one of my heroes, maybe my main guy. So like I try to watch all of his stuff that he does, even his Arnold stuff. By the way, they have the Wheel of Pain. Did I show you this, Steve? They have the Wheel of Pain from Conan. They they reconstructed it for one of the Arnold tournaments.
Yes.
Oh my God. How awesome is that? Arnold Schwarzenegger's the best. This is so awesome.
Listen, him taking a nap during his own documentary won me over. He literally took a nap during his own documentary. He's on this hill and he's asleep. And they're filming him, and I'm like, what is going on right now?
But a lot of that was all there's a lot of stage stuff in there. Oh wait, sorry.
We're going to get to that, Joe, because literally that was
that was the thing that Steve was dying over. Yeah. All of a sudden, Booker T disappeared. I'm like, what happened? It's like, someone threw a person.
If you break it down, and I watched the replay because I had to see the replay because I was laughing so much when it was happening. I had to watch the replay because I couldn't watch it live. But yeah, this thing is whatever. We'll see how it comes out. But
right, yeah, and yeah, that's right. The classic physique.
Yes.
Yeah, I think. Well, this is a whole nother stream, but like Arnie has said that he feels that sometimes the really extreme guys have taken the general public out. Like, it was so difficult to get the normies to even care about bodybuilding in any sort of way. And now it's gotten so crazy that it's like an average person's like, whoa, this is too like weird.
Extreme.
Like it's like you want that sort of He-Man. It became like a He-Man figure on steroids versus a Greek sculpture, right? Which is, defined, all the musculature is there. And then now it's like the He-Man figures are not really humanly possible with like his waist. Like I love He-Man. It's my, favorite thing, but like, it's small and then it just comes out to like this.
Yeah. It's almost like a V.
Yeah. And it's like, it's impossible. Right. But like some of these guys it turned me off. I used to watch it a lot more and it just turned me off. I'm like, I can't. So I watched some of the fitness ones and the classic and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, but so that was all good. Then we had Gigi versus Cora, Well, Gigi came out and said the ass of Instagram is going to beat your ass or something.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yep, it's like I may or may not know what she's talking about, but but Cora Jade's not one. You don't scoff at Cora Jade.
He's that.
So that was great. So this is funny. So while I'm watching this match, so this match gets announced, and I'm watching. My wife's reading her manga. We always watch like she doesn't watch. Like we'll sit together and like she'll read her comics while I watch my show, and then she'll watch. So if she's watching, I'll read my comics or whatever, right? Then we'll watch stuff together. But in this instance, I was like, she was kind of like paying attention a little bit, and I said, yeah. I said this is a weird match because really neither of these people can afford to lose. But so there's probably going to be some sort of interference. Like I said, the girl with the red hair, I think she likes Gigi because of her hair. She's like, oh, I like the hair. I'm like, yeah, her hair is cool. I was like, this red haired girl, there's going to be another girl that's going to come in and it's going to somehow do some interference. And then the other one's going to win based on that other girl coming in and interfering. Literally while I'm talking, I said, this other girl's going to come in and try to interfere. And then the other one will lose. And she came in and JC Jane came right in. I was like, there you go, right there.
On cue.
And I said, and because like she was paying attention, there's a lot of people in the audience and they get excited. And she was asking about when we went to Raw, about our experience with the audience. And I said, well, Steve and I, we cheer here and there, just be like, yeah, ooh, but not heavy. But I said, there was a girl in front of us. Remember, she loved Alexa Bliss. She was like, Lexi, yeah. She's like, she's going crazy over her. And it's hard to say to her, it's like, well, she's just going to turn heel soon. Or, right? So, so I said, when I'm watching, like I'm watching this match, if I'm live at NXT, Steve and I are live ringside NXT, we're going to be like, oh yeah, JC's coming in any minute now.
Yeah.
Right? And then boom, there she is.
It happened. Yeah.
So we're cheering and we're excited, but we understand more of the workings of it. So we understand that, this, we see behind the camera. Same with movies. We're both writers. We're both screen guys. We come from film class. We've made movies together. So it's like we understand how it works. That's why, it's more important for us to be a bit more critical and be honest, because we do know this versus people that don't know. This is why I'm critical on movies as well.
Yeah.
And if you're talking to me privately, I'll say, hell yeah, you should go watch this movie or whatever. If you're talking to me, what is your critical analysis of this? I'm going to give you my space review. And I'm going to say it's 6 out of 10. And you're going to be like, oh, what do you mean 6 out of 10? I was on Nerdman's channel for about 3 hours on the weekend dissecting some of Zack Snyder's stuff. And I was giving my, and then the Batman as well. And I was giving my ratings, and people in the chat were losing their minds. Like, whoa, what are you talking about? You gave this a 5 out of 10. I was like, 5 out of 10 is a pass. I like all of the stuff with Batman. I don't like any of the stuff with the Riddler, and it's too long. That's it. You can't argue my points. I just gave them I like Batman. I like the stuff with Batman. The car's cool. But I don't like the villains, Joker or the Riddler and Penguin. It's too long. And the ending with Riddler is kind of crappy. That's it. But I liked some of it. I do like the music. I like the look. He looks cool. I like Pattinson's okay. I like, with Alfred, the look of it. I think it does look pretty gothic and like, ooh, it looks pretty dark. Okay. I could see it fine at home. So, but people are losing their minds. Like, yeah, but I'm critical, right? Like, that's how we do it. But if you're talking to me in general, as a general person, I'll say, I'll tell you the truth. Like, if you love Batman and you just can't wait, then watch it, I guess. But for a normal person, it's like, are you a Batman fan? Then skip it. It's going to be boring for you. Mm-hmm. Like Arkham, who was in the chat earlier, loves Batman. He loves the character Batman. So he's going to watch the Batman no matter what. Like, we're all going to see every Batman movie because we like Batman. But if you're asking me what you should do, you need to give me information of yourself. Like, tell me about yourself. Do you love Batman so much that you'll see any Batman thing? Then yeah, go watch it.
And then you'll ignore any flaw or anything and be able to sit there.
If you can ignore all the flaws, look, it's still Batman. I watched Batman and I've seen Batman and Robin 25 times. Easy. Like, I've seen that movie a million times. I've seen Batman I memorized all 4 of those movies. I could do a lot of dialogue from Batman Forever. I thought that was the weakest one. But
we're not. This isn't going to be a Batman stream, but just
right. Yeah,
the thing is that people talk about the Nolan movies and they talk about, the Snyder stuff with Batman in it, and they talk about the Batman. And it's all fine and good for us to have these debates. But if you say to me, which movie or which set of the movies are you going to throw in and watch? It's going to be the original stuff, man. It's going to be
guaranteed.
The two Burtons, followed by the two Schumachers. And I have a lot of problems, as you know, with Batman Forever and Batman Robin. But I enjoy those movies. At the end of the day, what I enjoy is going to trump anything. And that's just the way it is. That's why with the Spider-Man reviews, I just literally focus on enjoyment. There is stuff that I would have probably rearranged if I did it properly. But if we're just having hey, what's your favorite Spider-Man? Rank the Spider-Man movies. I'm just going to go off that enjoyment. That's it.
Yeah. No, that's why, and we did that on the channel last week. So check that out. And actually, we're going to be doing. There's a lot of great anniversaries coming up, and so Jedi's coming up, 40 years. Superman 3 is coming up. So Steve, if you want to be on, let me know if you want to be on Superman 3. Sean said, yeah, we got to get Steve on for this one. Normally it's just Sean and I that do these, but I was like, we got to get Steve on for Superman 3 for sure. Yeah. I would say Jedi, if you want to come on. I might do an open forum for Return of the Jedi because that's a big one. And let's get everybody in. Let's get Owen in there. Let's get Charlie. Doesn't just have to be Sean and I every time for these. Like we can do, we can open it up. I just, Sean and I do the regular, Days of High Adventure streams, but like I talked to Sean, he's like, no, let's get guests on. If somebody wants to come on, let's get them on. Right. And I was like, well, I think, he mentioned right away, he's like, I think Steve might want to come on for Superman. I was like, yeah, let's get Steve on. And I'm thinking maybe we should get everybody on for Jedi. Let's just do a big celebration for the real Return of the Jedi, not the special edition one. They keep saying 40th anniversary. And then they show you the poster, and then you buy your ticket for the theater, and it's a special edition. That's not 40 years old.
I knew they were doing that, and I'm like, no, unless you show me the original despecialized movie.
I'm not. I'd go to the theater for that.
Yeah, I'd go to the theater for that too. But if you're showing me the special editions with that stupid thing at the end and Darth Vader saying no before he throws the Emperor, no.
Yep.
I'm out.
Yep. I'll put Batman 66 and then Keaton.
Yeah.
I've seen Batman 66, the entire series, like 7 times over. So
Batman 66 is genius.
Yeah, I love that, man. All right. Gigi versus Cora, the Battle of the Butts. No.
Yes.
Cora Jade wins the match.
They're both great.
Yeah, one win. Cora won the match, the wrestling match. JC Jane interference. Lyra Valkyra came out and said, da, 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 da. So, and then Cora Jade walking to the parking lot is great.
JC Jane.
Sorry, JC Jane walking to the parking lot and saying how like Gigi's like a trash mom and everything. I'm like, oh my god, this is like crazy. So let's talk about Booker T getting nailed.
Okay, we got to run it through. The match was no hell. It was too short to be anything.
Right.
JC Jane shows up, and Gigi Dolan beats the living piss out of her, throws her out of the ring. I'm like, all right. And then she throws her, and here's how every time someone is launched into the announce table, it goes. The person is launched. 2 commentators are up already, and that person, falls off the table and goes flying, or goes over the table and goes where the seats were. That has been literally almost everyone.
Yeah.
Booker T must have missed his cue because JC Jane was launched into Booker T.
Right.
Booker T literally went over sideways. And that was the end of Booker T. And
he literally disappeared. It's like if I disappear off the screen and like I just, like he just fell out of the world or whatever.
It wasn't even like he tried to get out of the seat. He literally went over with the seat. And I was crying because, first of all, where was you can even hear Michael Cole sometimes say, Wade, like, get up, like, get out of the way, or Corey or whatever. Like, you can hear people say stuff to let them know to get out of the way. There was nothing. the one guy split, and Booker T was just sitting there having a coffee, looks up, and JC Jane is in his mouth. And then he goes over. And literally there's silence from Booker T for like 5 minutes. And I was just weeping with laughter. Because it was totally avoidable. And Booker T literally didn't move. He just went over. He literally went over with the ship. It was just like ludicrous.
Yeah, Booker T just died.
He just died, right? So, yeah. He took the arrow and went over. And it's just like Booker T's lying.
See you later, Booker T.
Booker T's lying there dead. JC Jane is like still happy because Gigi lost, even though she literally got launched into another human being.
Right.
And got tangled up with them, and they both went over and crashed into the floor. So Cora Jade wins, and she's like, yay! And then Lyra Mercuria just shows up out on the thing, and she's like, my terrible boots and I are going to face you next week. And I'm like, what? Okay. And then JC Jane's going out, and it's literally some guy from across the parking lot is like, JC, how could you do that? And then JC launches into this whole monologue about Gigi Dolan like leaving her brother and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why is the guy 7 miles away asking the question? Like, what is going on? And then there's this whole monologue. I'm like, did they screw up that editing? Because that doesn't sound like it should have happened. But that entire thing was just like what's going on after the other. Like I was confused. But as soon as Booker T got nailed and he went over, that was it for me.
And Booker T is dead. It's like
like I like human beings used as missiles for other people. Yeah. I love Booker T, but man, him going over like that was hilarious.
Hasbro did a Force Ghost to the 40th and had Hayden said people got mad at me for no, but it is the 19th anniversary. Here, I'll give you the Superman salute here. I'll give you the okay. Yeah. It is. It actually is. That's what it is. No, but I'm not even being funny. Like they're saying it's the 40th anniversary, but it's not. You've changed the entire movie. That dance sequence is awful. I'm like, I like the Max Rebo band music that they had in the last one. Like, why is it that weird? I'm like,
well, why? Like the big moment in Jedi, and we all knew it. The big moment in Jedi was literally Vader looking back to
the
Emperor, Luke, the Emperor, and you're like, which way is he going to go? And then he stops and he looks up and he makes his decision. He walks over to the Emperor, picks him up, throws him down the shaft.
Yep.
Now we got no. I'm like,
is that what? No, is that in there? No way.
Yeah. No, it's like it's literally the no from
when he falls.
Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
No, no, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh, I gotta rewatch it. I'm not gonna rewatch it. I have.
See if you.
We have the DC. I actually have. They did come out on DVD. There was 3 DVDs released separately with a secondary disc, which gave you a letterbox, not anamorphic, just stereo, not even surround sound version of the despecialized ones. But since then, people have found copies, restored them, made them proper Blu-rays, and they've literally sold them as proper Blu-ray sets despecialized. It's like, you know what? I'm not saying whether we got those or not, but it's like someone has done what everyone wants and you are not doing it. So by the way, 58 minutes before Star Wars mentioned, or we always have a countdown for that because we always have to mention Star Wars at some point.
Star Wars, Batman, like nothing, no surprises during this stream. It's all the same.
It's all the same shit that primarily look, this is my relaxation stream.
Yeah.
Like there's like business streams where it's like, okay, we got to review a movie, right? That's like anytime I do a video, that's the business video. I just bought the Superman comic, got to review that. Bought Superboy, got to review that. I got Exo Man of War. What else I got to read? I got to read Gunslinger. So these are the business ones. That's the business of my channel. And then we got the business streams. Let's talk about the comic books that came out and, ranking this crap. And then there's I'm just having fun. So the Legion of Superheroes is my for fun one that I'm just doing because whatever, if people like it, they do. I think people like the Legion stuff. I got there's a lot of people in the chat and a lot of positive feedback afterwards. And so there's that. And then also, and this is my fun one, which it's like wrestling doesn't really have anything to do with my channel per se, but I like it. Steve likes it. So it's like, well, let's just do it. Like, why not? Right. We're doing it for the fun of it. So we can kind of go off topic here and there. I'm trying to find a Cora Jade. I can't find StreamYard has a limit to the quality of a overlay, and this one is too much, so I can't get one with Cora Jade. So we're just gonna have to live without a Cora Jade GIF, but it is what it is. Anything to add, Steve? Or I guess we're pretty good.
Two things. Chase U showed up, so I had to watch that segment. Braun Baker,
yeah, that was great.
Was there. And then, what's his face? Duke Hudson offered up his mentor, and Andre Chase to be destroyed by Braun Breaker, which I loved. I love the entire thing. I love Chase U has their own cheering section in the audience.
That is cool.
That whole thing is just hilarious to me. Also, Niagara Falls Comic Show. June 11th, I got my photo off, so I'm going to be having a photo with Ric Flair and one with the girls, Lita and Trish. If I get a chance, I'll ask Trish, are you really a sidekick or no?
If you are not well, now this is going to be weird because they're against each other in the storyline.
Yeah, I'll be like, are you two fighting? Like, what's going on? So I'm really looking forward to getting Lita and Trish's photo and, of course, meeting the legend Ric Flair.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that is going to be awesome. And the photo ops, I was just looking at them, and all of the ones, because I'm doing all the Terrifier people, and they're all kind of all over the place. Yeah. Like they're like one's at one. They're even though other photo ops, like one's at 1, one's at 115, but then there's one at 105. Like there's like. Right. It's like they just scheduled a bunch of them all around each other, and then it's kind of a free-for-all. Like you kind of just go line up. So I think they're so fast that they're not even, they're like 10, 15 minutes, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like in 15 minutes, they do everybody. Lita and Trish are at 11 a.m. though.
I am looking. Yeah, that'll be good because
that'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll need to hose myself down after that one because
I was gonna say this is the pre-photo op. It's like, okay, gotta shave the ear hair, gotta pluck the nose hair, gotta do the beard, gotta do it's like the only time geeks look their best is right before
and I will not be wearing a Pornhub shirt.
Please God. I don't want you to end up on one of these top 10 weirdest.
I will wear a proper shirt. I will look presentable that day.
Yeah, the only time I check my eyebrows, I check you get a little bit of hair, ear hair, you got a little bit of nose hair, you got to check to do your beard nicely. It's like everything's trimmed. It's like, wow, you look really good today. Oh, thanks. What's going on? You going to a convention? Yeah, I'm going to a convention. It's like I see these people at the comic shops. You're like, oh, dude, like really? Come on. When you see them at the convention, you're like, wait, are you the guy from the comic shop? Oh, yeah. Well, what happened? Well, I'm getting 5 photo ops today. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, there you go. Now everything's beautiful. Everything's perfect now, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, usually your hair's trash. It's like, I'm getting photo ops today. Braun Breaker now is totally turned up. Big pop-up. Yeah, yes, that's right.
Yes. He came out and he's like yelling and all that.
He's pissed, yeah.
Yeah, he's just pissed about everything. Yep.
Yeah.
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 Duke is hilarious, man. I love he's got the MVP trophy now. He's reminding me of Jericho Owen Hart with the Slammies.
The double Slammy award winning Owen Hart.
Yeah. No, that was awesome.
No one cares about the Slam. What a trash thing. That was the best. All right, guys. Well, I think that's it then. So tomorrow I'm taking a break. Friday we're doing the fantasy versus. So it's going to be Hawk the Slayer versus Ator the Fighting Eagle. And the winner of that will take on the Barbarians. And then probably the week after we'll do the Warrior and the Sorcerer versus the Sword and the Sorcerer. So that'll be exciting. That's going to be Friday. And then Monday we're doing the next Legion of Superheroes stream. We're already scheduled the next one week later. We're going to be talking about Adventure Comics number 267 and Action Comics 267, coincidentally, both 267s, which was the second and third appearance of the Legion of Superheroes. So that's going to be really cool. We also are going to be back again in a week for the Women of Wrestling. We'll keep you posted on exactly what day and time. And I think those are the next few coming up. We're going to be doing a bunch of these anniversary streams. So Superman 3 is coming up. Jedi's coming up. Strange Brew is coming up. There's a bunch coming up. Sean sent me a link with a whole bunch of ones. So there's a lot to discuss and talk about. And I'm still doing my videos. Steve has his book. The link is pinned plus in the description. So that is it. Thank you to everybody who joined us in the chat. We appreciate it. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.